is where I tell my story.
These are our stories.
This is my story.
This is real work.
100% sure you want this on film?
I was the only one that didn't know what was really going on.
My father's not allowed to see us, visit us, or anything.
Listen to my story. This is Real Works.
This is real works.
Hi, my name is Avan Jogia, and this is Real Works. Is our identity wrapped up in what we carry on the inside or what we wear on the outside? Today on Real Works, we'll meet teens obsessed with pop culture, sag swag, and the streets of Soho. First up, Brooklyn teens who find fashion, friends, and camaraderie far from the mean streets of Brooklyn.
I come to Soho to get high. I come to Soho to get chilled, chill with my peoples, my gay peoples be over here and all that. I gotta worry about people judging me.
I come to Soho to witness swag. See that? That's official shit. I come to Soho though, cause I don't really like to shop in Brooklyn. Like, there's not a lot of stores out there that I really like that. That's just me.
Brooklyn is hood. All ghetto clothes in there. I can't find that tight. And plus, you see white girls. You see white girls. They got clothes, they got good people. And you look at people inspire you.
And there's no gangbangers. Yeah.
She lying.
Yeah.
There's gangbangers, but
Oh yeah, she is lying, because I am a gangbanger. Oh.
But what is Soho? What is this place really? Why is this place so alluring? My name is Khalid Riley and I'm 17 years old. Over the past year, I noticed a growing trend in my peers who are traveling to the city, and more specifically Soho. To me, Soho is a place that reflects celebrities, money, and fashion, exact opposite of where I came from. My question is, why are they making this trip? 20 minutes away by train is a neighborhood called Flatbush. This is where I'm from. Flatbush has been my home for my entire life, and as well as some of my friends.
Flatbush is just like people, you see them just walking around, chilling, that's it.
I hate my neighborhood.
There's not really anything to do in Flatbush.
I like the people, not that much stores to shop at, and I don't talk to nobody like that.
The stores there, it's not interesting stores that Soho has.
There's way more things to do in Soho than Flatbush.
I don't feel safe in the neighborhood. There's gangs, you can't wear certain things, you wear certain things, they stare at you, ask you questions, try to take it from you.
If I were to stay in Flatbush, I'd just walk outside, see who's around the block, chill, have a few laughs, get something to eat, call it a day.
When they go out to Soho, they never travel alone. Either they pair up or go in groups. That basically livens up the trip, knowing that they can be themselves, not just in this place, but with their friends.
Still got a lot of clothes, exclusive stuff, the fly stuff. There's a hang-on spot.
My perspective on Brooklyn fashion is like baggy pants, Timbs, and a polo shirt. Manhattan fashion is like a more tailor-made fit, like tight fit.
Most people call it like Soho swag.
Yeah, black Nazis.
It's just like the things that you wear, like where you get them from, how many people have it, and like how often do you see it.
My swag is very different. You know, different. It's different from everybody else.
When I go shopping, like I have fun doing it, so yeah, it's like I crave for it.
Well, I like to look good, I like to look presentable, and I like to impress people around me.
I love it out here, yo. It's like, this is the place to be. I'll spend the rest of my life out here. If Soho didn't exist, I don't think that I'll be hanging out a lot. I would be like not interested in going out.
I guess I'd have to adapt. It wouldn't be as fun as it is hanging out in Soho, but it has to be something to do.
This is a place I love to live at. It's a very inspirational place. It's very different from my type of neighborhood. It's very diverse with different types of people. And one day I'll definitely love to live here the rest of my life.
It's great to know that this place is a whole new experience for you guys. This place even helped them establish goals along the way. That shows it isn't just a fashion thing. It's something beyond that.
My name is Khalid Riley. I'm 17 years old, and I'm part of the Fall 2011 Lab. When I first got to RealWorks, I didn't know what I really wanted to do at all, story-wise, and it took me a really long time to figure out exactly what I wanted to put my story down as. My development came about like really late. I started to get kind of discouraged when I found out that I had all of this footage and I really didn't know how to put it together and make a story. I didn't have great clips. It was basically just me walking around my neighborhood with my friends, and they were just quiet and just walking around. And then later on, I started to get a little bit more energy out of them because they were scared to be in front of the camera. So once they got that energy, I feel like my movie sort of picked up from there. My mentor's name is Matt Cascella. During the lab, me and the other labbers, we went through sort of like a speed dating trial thing with a lot of the mentors, and I actually didn't meet Matt the first day, but I ended up meeting him another day where we did another speed dating session, and we ended up just having a lot of fun. We were really compatible. He had just like a great energy. He really accepted my film. He was like really inspired that like at a young age, like a lot of kids are really getting into filmmaking and like television and things like that. They're really interested in it now. And he felt like, oh, it would be a great idea for you to just like continue doing this even after the lab.
My name is Khalid Riley, and I'm from Brooklyn, New York. And as a team coming from Brooklyn, and especially a neighborhood called Flatbush, you don't often see the glamorous, high-fashion street world.
For my pitch, we went to the Viacom building in Manhattan. We met with a group of professionals, of filmmakers, and also like television producers. And we sat down and we discussed our films one by one and pitched it to them and see how they reacted to them, and also got great feedback. When I finally did my pitch and the professionals heard me, they actually had great feedback for me, and I felt kind of good about that. When I was at the screening, I was really nervous, just like at the pitch, but it was probably times 100. And at the screening, I sat down, like I sunk in my seat when I saw my movie, because I felt like this is finally it, you know. So when I saw my film, I was happy everyone received it well, and after I got a lot of appreciation for my film.
What is SAG swag, and how do they keep their pants up? All your fashion-related questions answered in this next segment.
Oh, that's just disgusting.
What are we talking about?
That man with his ass outside.
Oh, you mean the sagging thing, right?
Yeah, whatever you call it.
You want me to sag my pants?
No, why?
Would you mind if I did sag my pants though?
Yes, I would mind.
Why would you mind?
Because that's not how you were raised. That is very thuggish.
It is disgusting. Do you know where it came from? Do you know why these people do it?
I don't know. Maybe you should find out.
So this is where my story begins. My mother's question soon became my own. What is this sagging nonsense, and why is it that people like it so much? I decided to ask a few of my teachers what they think of it and what they know about it.
Sagging is not for me. You know, I understand why some males choose to sag their pants, hang their pants below their butts. But, you know, I grew up maybe in a different time period. We did have people who sagged their pants when I was younger, but it wasn't as out and open as it is today.
I don't understand it as a fashion statement. I don't get sagging at all. It looks horrible. It seems completely impractical because I'm not sure how you're supposed to walk when your pants are below your behind and you have a belt strapped around your thighs and you're trying to walk down the street and at the same time hold your pants up.
Now, I understand that students and teenagers and other folks need to have their own style and distinguish themselves from a population. But how can you walk?
I imagine it is a prison thing because there are no belts in prison. I'm told, I've had a couple of uncles who've been there.
But I also read in some places that in prison culture, if you wore your pants up your butt, you were taken. You were literally owned by another male inmate.
You're walking around without a belt, and you have to find a creative way to keep your pants on your ass, and I imagine at some point you get frustrated and you say, oh, screw it.
I never asked a person, why do you do that? I mean, I just assumed they were being followers, you know? You saw one person doing it, and usually if girls don't mind, then they're gonna do it.
I don't know, it's just a style, you know, I just do this because it's, you know, I'm like, they've never given me any real reason other than it's the style.
Them simply, what is their position on how people sag their pants? Do they like it? Do you think it's appropriate? Or they could do whatever they want?
How you kind of stop them?
Excuse me, ma'am. Excuse me, sir.
Try that for now, but if it doesn't work, we gotta try something else.
You should be the person that asks the people because, you know, you love people, you know, so I should shoot.
I want to make sure I have a good shot, so I'm going to have you talk to the people, and then we can switch off, okay?
Okay, but me first.
Fine. Sagger. Where? Girl. A girl sagging with this girl. Where? Boston Street. Purple back. He's sagging. He is. You can't see him from here. He got a black pole. He got pole on.
when people have it like
There's
down
some guys
there.
that overdo it.
Yeah,
Where it's like down here. It's not. Yeah, I'm not like sagging that much.
Yeah, no.
I just sag because that's just how I am. Like that's how I was raised. Like, oh, my brother sag, I sag. Like that's just my style. Like my mother told me jail, but yeah, but I really don't care. I'm not in jail. I'm on the street. That's in jail.
They sag because that's a swag.
I want my clothes to represent me. The type of person I am, my style, my swag. Personality. What type of person you is.
I'm not gonna dress as somebody else to match the crowd. I'm gonna stand out, like right now, like I'm gonna stand out, do me. I mean, if you dress to a code, we ain't better than anybody else, so y'all find your own path in life, that's what I'm doing.
If I caught my child walking around with their pants hanging off their ass, I would probably wind up in jail.
I have no reaction because that wouldn't happen. It just wouldn't happen. That's like imagining the world without color. I can't imagine the world without color. I couldn't imagine my 16-year-old Nia Asada bringing somebody home like that. She would know better.
I would tear that ass up. But my child would know better. That just would not happen. Derek, pull your pants up. Do I have to see that?
We've been deculturalized in a sense in this country. So we don't have a connection to our past, to our ancestors, to the struggle people have made before us. So we walk and react as if we didn't come from kings and queens. And that's our ancestry. We are royal.
If you had a message for adults about sagging, what would it be?
Leave us alone.
when they were younger, when they thought something was cool, and somebody would tell them something,
They didn't like it.
they gave us the same attitude. So we're just doing what they were doing, but differently when we were, younger.
What would you say to somebody who was intimidated by people who sag their pants?
You gotta get your own, man. You gotta get your own. Don't worry about me. Worry about yourself. Don't judge a book by its cover.
I don't understand what he's saying to me.
Why do guys sag their pants?
Oh, what size are my pants? 32. They 32.
No, not your size. Why do you sag?
Why do I swag?
Sag. Wear your pants.
Oh, why do I wear? Oh, because that's the way I like it. That's me. That's the way I do it. That's my fashion. That's the way I like to rock my.
Skip all that sagging shit, man. Don't sag, man. If you're a real man, you ain't gonna sag. Check out the movies, man. Look at your boy Brad Pitt. He ain't sagging in no movies, you feel me?
Well, one thing I would say, you have to be really, really careful and sensitive because you don't want to support the idea of normalcy perpetuated by the dominant culture. Right? The dominant culture tells you what's normal, what's abnormal. But there's white folks who do crazy stuff. Nobody says anything. Right? Wear their hair different ways, have piercings all over the place, and it's seen as being revolutionary or being different, but no one looks at them in a negative light. When we do something different, we're somehow negative, we're somehow inferior, we're somehow immoral. So I would never bring the morality argument with wearing your pants off your butt. I would focus on our cultural values, and not compare it to the dominant culture's sense of normality. That's really, really important for people to understand that.
My dad's arrogant. He's really stubborn. He's definitely not self-conscious.
I don't know the right word to describe him. He's stubborn, scary, lousy.
He likes to feel very confident. He's very strong-willed.
Traditional Chinese culture, the dads always want a son, and when it's a daughter, they feel like they can't connect as much, so you don't really talk to them as much.
I don't really talk to my father that much on a personal level. We kind of just say hi, bye, and that's it. We don't ask each other about what we're doing, anything. It's never just a personal conversation we have. It's always just like really general that you would have with like a stranger that you don't really care about.
It's hard to talk to him when there's nothing to talk about.
I can't talk to him about anything personal because I just don't feel comfortable saying that.
A lot of times it's just like an awkward silence, and it just feels like he's like no longer my father. It feels like he's just another person living with me. It's like it doesn't seem like he holds that like father figure in my mind anymore.
A family is supposed to be able to talk about anything they want together, any problems they have to solve together. And when I'm watching everything I say and hiding certain things, it's not gonna happen.
Chinese people is always just, they're very closed up about personal issues and personal topics. If it comes to like grades and all that, I mean, they're very open to that because I think it's part of Chinese culture to like boast about your kids in front of other Chinese parents, to always make it seem like your kids are like the best. And they always try to do that academically, and so that's why they always ask the children, you know, what's up with school and all that. But aside from that, I don't think they ask about personal topics.
A lot of the time, parents are working shifts that are abnormal, and sometimes kids don't have the time to see their parents. Most of the time, what they think about is how to raise a family, how to get money for them, how they could get their kids to be more successful than them. And coming from a first generation that grew up here kind of family, I don't get to see him that much, and I think it does have a part of being Chinese that I have this kind of relationship.
I don't see my dad often. Like whenever I do see him, I'm about to go off to bed, and when I wake up, he's out the door.
Growing up, it used to be like this like person that you could always go to. I'm sorry. But it's like now I feel like I don't really have a father. I mean, growing up, my father did a lot for me and my brother. He always made sure we were taken care of, but sometimes I feel like things would be different if he would have like taken the time out to talk to us more and to like just forget about the money and the material things and really just love us and talk to us.
The ideal relationship I had with my father is when I could talk to him about anything I want, anything that comes to my mind. Something that he wouldn't judge me or criticize me about.
I imagined him to be there when I need him to be there.
I don't want to force him to talk to me. I don't want to like force a relationship. I want it to be where he wants it just as much as I want it. You know, I don't want to be constantly have to like beg him to talk to me or like feel awkward when I talk to him.
I think that once I leave, he will regret that we've never had the chance to talk to each other.
Now with my dad, we can reflect on this experience we had, and I accept a lot of more things that he has to say, and I listen to him more because I thought about what he had to go through and why it's just different for me, and what he's gone through probably could teach me about what I have to go through in the future.
I know he loves me, but I think I can only know when he loves me is when he opens up and talks to me about like everything, you know, and he doesn't have his walls up. I think that's when I know he loves me.
That's it for this week. I'm Avan Jogia. Tune in next week to see some more stories from Brooklyn teens.